Hello, Facebook world. This is Dan Hartman, the director of Glen Sheen Mansion here in Duluth, Minnesota. I just want to give folks a heads up that I'm actually here live from my house, so you may see a child walk by, maybe even cry at times. Who knows? Anyways, I'm here today to talk about the Luggage Room. My goal is to make this actually shorter than I normally do. I'm taking some advice from the Railroad Museum and trying to make this 5 minutes. And by the way, if you... Oh, what do you know? Cry on contact. If you haven't yet, I highly recommend to watch the Railroad Museum. They're doing a great job of showing some of the deep dives on a lot of railroad-related stuff, too. So, and if you're curious, if you hear the noise behind me, he doesn't want to do homework. So, I understand that as well. So, anyways, today we're going to do a deep dive into the Luggage Room. This room is only available on our third floor tour. And typically on the tour, you get to see inside and see. But this one... we're actually going to bring you really close to the luggage, and you get to see these cool historic luggage tags. My sister Jessica is really into travel, and she loves these historic tags. So this one's for you, Jess. I'm going to switch over here, so I'm going to look at my computer for a while I do this. And of course, my little button here is over the top of this, so I can't click on it.
That's why she's telling you to go to this website. It's telling you what the movie looks like today.
It's always a working project here.
Why does it show like there's going to probably be no?
Okay, so first, once again, this is the room you typically would see from the hallway. Is once again the luggage room. It's usually not this well lit. It's usually pretty dark. So all these photographs, like many of you have seen these past lives, are done by Brian French here in Duluth. So if you want to support Brian, order some food from the Duluth Folk School. Everyone could use the help right now on that end. So with that being said, this is the luggage room, and so the tags we're going to see come directly from this. And let's start. This is from one of their travels. We don't know where they went. Sometimes these tags are multiple luggage. So this one here is a Canadian Pacific. I love that old stamp. But if you look on the left, you actually see Canadian Pacific, and it even says they went to Paris, which is pretty cool. Hi, Gail, and hi, Heather. Thanks for watching, guys. And Mary from Western Minnesota. Thanks. This is, I think, some more recent luggage that they have. And in here you can see, the Clara Bannister Condon. So this is Mrs. Condon's luggage set. With the monogram, and then I love in time it gets a little less fancy. So this is Elizabeth, so maybe it's one of her child luggage, but the EMC, and I just these old luggage cases, even from these 40s and 60s cases, are pretty nice, a lot nicer than the ones I use currently. Hey, Pam from Purnham. So here's a close-up shot of the Hudson River day line, and so my guess is this is a steamship fleet. Helping get people across the river. Could have been a railroad. I don't really know. You probably could do a Google search to find out. But mostly, I love the old graphics. I love the old design of these things. And that every time you travel, you get one of these stamped onto your luggage. And I think that just kind of adds to the cool factor of these old antique ones. And how great would that be today if that happened? I'd have a lot of Delta plane ones. So that's back to the Canadian Pacific Railway. And you can kind of see Chester A. Condon. Seattle was a destination, 1914. And this is almost like a little wicker case here. Pretty, not that hard compared to the other pieces that you see in here. Hi, Jody. And I'm trying to figure out this stateroom is where he was at. Which, how cool is that? Here is to Miss Elizabeth Condon to 3300 London Road. And it looks like she was on her way to, it's actually coming from Yakima back to Duluth. And I think that's kind of fun too. So you can see the Yakima, Washington there. And if you're not unfamiliar with it, the Condon family owned a large apple orchard in Washington State in Yakima. And that's what you see being reflected there. This is another one of Elizabeth Condon. This is probably my favorite one on the design side. You can see it's one of those huge old steamships that would go across the Atlantic back and forth. And yeah, I can see this is actually one from France, and just that classic 1930s, early 1940s design, just worth looking at. And you can see why people repeat this today and actually make replica of modern day versions. And Hayes, yeah, may the 4th be with you too. If you guys haven't seen it yet, highly recommend you go on our Glensheen Facebook account. Our marketing manager, Jane, had this really great idea. We brainstormed what should we do for May the 4th, and she thought it'd be a great idea to see if we could have Star Wars characters fighting on the pier. And so we had Grace, our student designer, make that up, and I think Grace did a phenomenal job of even doing the shadowing of the characters. It actually looks like it's Jane fighting on the pier with our head gardener, Emily. It's not. It is actually the real Star Wars characters, just photoshopped on our pier. But either way, kind of cool. Thanks for the shout out there, Hayes. And thank you, Lucy. You can definitely hear the kids. And then this looks like that classic antique Doctor's Bay. We don't really know the purpose of who owned this one. But this is kind of the last one I want to show today, but it's one of my favorite because we talk a lot about this trip where Chester goes to Japan, and he really goes through all of Southeast Asia, then through China and Japan. But while he stays at the Grand Hotel in Japan, he gets this tag. And so you can see it right on the bag, the Grand Hotel, Yokohama, Japan. And I just think that's just cool to see so much actual evidence of this trip that took place over 100 years ago. And this one trip had such a massive impact on Glensheen. I really should have an entire one dedicated more to this. But either way, this is a cool bag, and it's just kind of fun to see that. Now, I'm going to see if I can go back all the way. So some of the ones I didn't talk about that I think are kind of cool, that I thought is right here, this hat box. So those little round things are actually to keep the hats in place. And inside the box is a bunch of other spots to keep the hats. And then you have these really large luggage pieces too. So don't think they're all small bags. But I love that there's an entire room in Glensheen dedicated to the luggage. I think that says so much about Glensheen. And yeah, if you get a good chance, make sure you take that 3rd floor, take a look, and look for that luggage room. I think it's one of the more unique rooms up there because who really has a room dedicated to luggage in their house? It's pretty awesome. See, I wore my name tag today. I keep forgetting this, so that way he knows me. There you go. And I'm glad someone even tagged my sister in this one. As usual, I'll scan these to see if there's any questions for me. Oh, yeah. I'm glad to hear your kindergartner liked it. Thanks, Sean. Yeah. I don't think any massive questions, so I'll probably end on that note. But once again, guys, thank you for watching. If you have topics or conversations you want me to cover, or special rooms, parts of the grounds, whatever it may be, let me know. I will see if I can find photos of it. Otherwise, please stay safe out there, and let's all hope it continues to stay warm. Thanks, guys.